And we're live! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Save or Dice. I hope you guys are ready for a fun, exciting evening of watching the party be split and basically freaking out the whole time. My name is Cody with Taking 20. We have the amazing Lauren B, aka xMsGinjaNinja. We have Michael Hunt, unMadeGaming. We have David FRIANT of Nerdarchy fame. We have the one and only Jacob BUDZ with XP to level 3. And our fat goblin, the one and only Guy SCLANDERS of How to Be a Great GM, here with a few words for our lovely sponsors. Our lovely, lovely sponsors is David FRIANT of Nerdarchy.
Hey, we want to welcome Elderwood Academy to the show as a sponsorship, which is awesome of them. They're also sponsoring the giveaway, which there's a link in the description, I believe, and I just dropped one in the chat. These are I got one around here somewhere as I'm looking for it. These awesome wooden hex boxes, and they'll be full of dice. And then we have some mini ones as well. We have, of course, our virtual tabletop of choice Fantasy Grounds, which you'll see us using. The maps are with Dungeon Painter Studio. And, of course, there's Norse Foundry. They have coins and metal dice and all kinds of gemstone dice over there as well. All the links are in the description. You can support us by supporting the sponsors. Take it away, Fat Goblin. My son thought that was rather mean to call you a fat goblin.
It's only mean if it's not true. All right, so here we go. Right, so at last take, the five of you were in the metal dungeon below the tavern that had collapsed because of an earthquake, and poor old Jenks and Barnabas were on one side of a metal door that had sealed shut, leaving Draxis, Vankus, and Valentin on the other side of the metal door in the room that's currently filling up with water, if you recall. So not a dire situation.
Things are great.
So we made
fine.
And we got art done for him in a week.
Right. Absolutely. I want you all to please give me a perception check using dexterity.
Ooh. Using dexterity.
That's interesting.
That's a thing.
As the room is starting to get colder, there's a natural 20.
Wow, look at that.
Nice. There we go. It'll be 2s for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, 2s for the rest of the game.
Much
The room is now starting to fill up. The water is now just at chest height, basically, for the three of you that are in that other chamber. And those of you that are in the passageway, the water has stopped filling and is sort of at midriff height, give or take.
All right.
I just want everyone to know and see that. I rolled higher than a 10.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh, you can do that? Dang.
Hot shit.
Yeah, as
Things are
hacks
turning.
working. All right. So Barnabas is the only one who gets any sense of what's happening. And that's because, for some unknown reason, Barnabas, you are standing doing whatever it is that you're about to be doing. And you notice that the floor is very softly vibrating.
Do you feel that? As I kind of look over at Jinx.
Fear?
I was going to go for vibration, but yes, fear is a normal reaction for a young lady of your stature. That's okay because Barnabas is here to protect you.
She just side-eyes you.
He
Kind of gauging whether you're serious or not.
he has obviously no clue at how offensive he is. He just right over his head.
When she's done side-eyeing you for a few seconds, she'll lean down and feel the ground. Does she notice when he points it
Yeah,
out?
well, you've got to put your hands through the water first. You get right to the bottom. As you touch the base of the floor, you do feel that it is very gently vibrating. And the entire space, now that you start to think about it, the joints where the walls meet the ceilings, there's bits of dust slowly starting to drift out as these plates are starting to shake ever so slightly. What are the three of you inside the chamber with the water now is at this height? What are the three of you doing, Traxxas?
Shit. You are all doomcuffs. What are we going to do?
Spider noises as I scare you up to the ceiling.
All right, you're sort of on the ceiling. As you are on the ceiling, you can feel that the plates are starting. It feels like they're actually starting to shift. And there's this low-sounding whine or moan of metal being stressed as is starting to build up. You can all now start to hear that. It very distantly sounds like a train is being slowly ripped apart. Draxus, what are you doing?
No one builds a trap without a way out of it. It doesn't make any sense. You'd have to be able to somehow clean the refuse. And he starts to bang on the door leading to the hallway where he knows the other two people are, as loudly as he possibly can.
Yes, we're in here still.
I hate you.
I want to try and extend my senses, to the walls. As a spider, I have a blind sight 10 feet. I don't know if it helps at all.
All right, yeah, I'm going to give it to you. The space, the walls are losing their angle. So the 90 degrees that the walls were at, the wall on your right-hand side. So if we look at the map here, you've moved into the corner here. This wall on the east side is starting to bend, and you think that is the sound that you're hearing of the metal slowly starting to rend itself. What are you doing?
So do I think there's going to be a breach over there?
You possibly think that because of the amount of water that has now filled up this room, that there's a significant amount of pressure on this wall that it wasn't designed for. The water was never part of the architectural plans.
All right, so I'll go back over to the door where the rest of the party is and start tapping on it with my foreclaws, and then scurry back over to that wall and kind of start tapping on that.
What is it, boy?
How
Have you
high
found
is
something?
the water guy? Wow.
I'll go
Bob up and down.
What's going on in that corner?
All right, as you look at the corner, you can see that the metal plating is now definitely starting to open up. And there's sunlight that's starting to stream in through that.
I will grab. I will look back at Draxus and I say, "Help me!" And I will grab my crowbar and pull that out and wedge that in between and try to push it, pry it. I don't know.
I also have a crowbar. Yeah, so I go over there and
Double crowbar.
grab through my bag, pull up the other crowbar, and I grab the other side of the wall and pull in the opposite direction.
Okie dokes, give me a combined strength check. So both of you make strength checks, and let's see what their total number is.
Sure.
Barnabas, Jenks, so you go. There we go.
I'm back, boys.
You're back.
Nice.
Wait, are we pulling left or are we pushing right? Draxus is going in the exact opposite direction to Barnabas.
Yeah.
So
he intends to be on the opposite wall and pulling away, but then he's really pulling on the same wall in the same way.
And you think my character's done?
I'm basically just wedging the crossbow in there, and the crowbar in there, and I'm just pushing.
All right.
Listen, Cody, I'm an archaeologist, not a mason. Okay.
Be stronger.
Jenks, what are you doing?
What's in front of me? Not the door, the other.
The passageway continues down beyond the distance of your dark vision or torchlight. Okay. Aside from that, you can't see much further.
You would see her go up to the wall and just mumble something, which is kind of like because she's used to traveling the world. She'll be like, you'll find your way or something. And then she's like, and just turns around and keeps going down the hall.
All right, so you're going to start wading down that hallway.
I'll come with you. I'll come with you, my lady. And Barnabas kind of has a little skip in his step as he by skip I mean like he's kind of moving a little panicky. This direction.
It's also skipping is difficult because the water was at waist height in this corridor, so it's a sort of a funny Baywatch skip where you try and look cool whilst running on very difficult terrain.
Heaving breastplate.
Jake hears the sloshing of water and just.
Yeah, there's this sort of tsunami of Barnabas sloshing forward. All right, so the two of you, you've got your crowbars wedged in there. One of you is actually doing something. The other one is doing whatever it is you're doing.
I look over at Draxus and I put my hand on his shoulder while I'm doing this, and I say, "If we die together, know that it was we went down bravely, crowbars in hand." And I keep pushing.
That's true, and I've never seen a human artifact, so that's a first for me.
As the two of you wrench on this on the crowbars, the entire side plate suddenly buckles in a jolting motion, revealing and opening out that gap even more, allowing you to see outside. And you realize that this is obviously a dungeon underneath the city, and the entire thing is built on a floating island. So out in front of you is just this amazing expanse of clouds, and in the distance you can see some birds flying over there. And then below you is about 700-mile drop down into the undersphere.
I look over at Vankus, who is a what? What are you?
I am a giant spider. I will go out the hole and begin dropping a spider web behind me.
Wait, I have an idea.
Can he turn into birds?
If we take a deep breath and use the crowbars lower, the water will just fall out. And then we don't drown.
That's an interesting thing.
Back away from the hole.
Everybody roll initiative for me, if you please. Everybody roll initiative.
Initiative.
There, fucking 19 on initiative.
No, you're gonna.
I hope it's like this
to fail.
all fucking season.
I hate you. I blame you.
Those numbers. Look at that. Another 20. Wow. Okay. All right.
23.
23. Okay. That entire wall section now just bursts out as there's just too much pressure and not enough architectural support to hold against that. So there's this gigantic torrent of water that just grabs and pulls everybody. The door to the corridor gets pulled off of its hinges. It's not designed to be pulled inwards. It was designed to prevent people from going outwards. So Jenks and Barnabas, you just get this wall of water that says, you're coming with me now. And that starts to gush backwards. However, before you get sucked out completely, Vankus, you are busy spewing out silk everywhere. Is that sort of like a mild anxiety issue?
Well, I was hoping they might grab onto it. So
right.
I'm letting out like a rope, I guess. How, like spiders do.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just spewing out these cables of silk.
Like spiders do.
That someone can grab onto it. So that's what you're doing. Draxus, there is this fine silvery white liquid that's hanging down out of the giant spider that's clinging to the rock face next to you.
All I can think of is that scene from frickin' Finding Nemo. You made me ink. Oh, you guys made me web.
It's just like that.
Just like that.
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah. But I don't do that when I'm nervous.
Yeah, well, ladies, how quickly is the water like exploding out?
It is a gigantic waterfall, and you can hear further into the temple. There is a louder roaring sound of even more water that is on its way, as all the doors are basically just giving way and releasing out that first door that you guys sealed up. If you recall. So you suspect there is a vast quantity of water about to come bursting out of this chamber at the speed of gravity.
Shit. Yeah, I'm going to try to grab onto that web.
Absolutely. Give me an acrobatics check, if you please.
You would. 14?
14, you grab that sticky substance which sort of wraps around your arm, and you sort of get blasted out over this precipice. Holding on to the rope. That's what you're doing. Next up, I'm just looking at these totals here, is Barnabas. You're being dragged along.
I've got you, my lady! he's basically he thinks he's helping, but the reality is he's not great with the water, so he's just trying to grab at Jinx to help him stay on his feet.
Can I dodge that?
All right, mate.
She remembers the last time that he was trying to help her.
That's right. Give me a touch attack.
Are you an open hand monk?
Yeah.
You should totally just judo flip him.
Can I judo flip him in the water?
All right, so that's going to be a grapple check then. Give me a grapple check. So athletics. Or
I wonder if we'll ever see our friends again beyond that door.
11.
11. All right. So you sort of trying to flail at her. Jenks, give me your acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Don't worry, lady. I've got you.
Oof.
I've got you, and all she does is she just sort of does this. Well, describe it first. How do you get rid of poor old Barnabas?
I picture like he's in front of me because he was all the way through the water.
Right.
And as soon as he starts getting swept back, he goes, "I got you!" And he goes to grab onto her, and she just steps back and holds onto one of the bricks, and he just goes away. She just like you know how people don't fight; they just sidestep. She's just like, "No."
Nope.
He looks.
Yes, you grab handfuls of water.
He looks back at you, so confused.
She waves
and
too.
so hurt.
She just
As he goes tumbling back down and out.
All right. So Nemia, you obviously you've sort of sidestepped out of this individual's way, but you are being dragged by the strength of the water towards the gap. You can see Draxus is hanging out. This whole front section has now opened out. So there's this magnificent square-shaped hole with the water just waterfalling out. And hanging over the waterfall on this thread, you can see Draxus. But the current is going to drag you out. What are you doing?
Is there anything on the ceiling or lights or anything on the side of the walls that I could...
Smooth metal. Well, not so smooth anymore. It's starting to buckle as this entire structure is being ripped apart by the water. The only thing that you can see to grab onto would be onto Draxus.
Is there anything... Could she hold on to the doorway, like let go, and then kind of like slide along the wall and hold on to it, and then just stop in the doorway and try to so the water pushes against her while she's still in the doorway, maybe in like
that's an interesting idea. All right, I like that idea. It's not so much. It's an athletics check. Give me an athletics check. Yeah. So you slide along the wall and you're like, I'm going to be super cool as you get pushed out. And it's like, wait, there's nothing actually to hold on to in the corner. And the metal is just slick because of the water. You get pushed out. That takes us to, so you start to descend out over the void. I'm just looking at initiatives here. Valentine, you're the last one to get affected by this water. It's just pushing you straight out.
Where is he? Okay. I will. Draxus is just hanging there by spider webs.
Yep.
Is he hanging like upside down? And
no, he grabbed it with his hands. The spider you think is above. It must be above him, or at least he's got web.
I mean, I will make an attempt, but I don't think I will succeed.
To grab Draxus?
Grab onto Draxus.
All right.
Go from there, I guess.
Sure. It's a touch attack. Well, it's an attack. Give me an attack.
Jacob, if you kill me, we're not friends anymore.
He's thinking about that now. He's like, maybe he's not holding onto a rope. And maybe it's just a spider silk. But it's too late. An unarmed attack?
Yeah.
All right. Is that my strength?
Pretty much plus proficiency if you have.
No, that's a +3. Nice. Yes.
Nice. That's great. You grab onto Draxus momentarily, but he's wet, slimy, and probably not volunteering to act as anyone's aid. So you just sort of slip off and slip around him and join.
Oh, it's water.
Jenks.
I'm holding on to him, and as I grab him, then I slip, and I go, "Oh, I'm sorry." Ah!
I'm fine.
Absolutely. Back to the top of the round, and I wish this had put everyone in order. All right, so back to the top of the round, and we have got poor old Vankus. You need to give me a strength check, please, because every now and again, Draxus is sort of being tugged on by people as they sail past him. So you might have spider legs, but they're apparently they're designed for holding these legs, just clamps you, just not letting go.
I'm making spider straining sounds, whatever that would sound like.
I believe that's just more silk spewing out. Draxus, you're not going up, you're going down, as this sort of spiral of web just sprays out. Draxus, you have an opportunity now. Jenks is about to sail past you. Do you want to grab out and save this tiefling as she sails out into the void, or are you going to remain holding on to the web?
Well, in the approximate 6 seconds I've been hanging on this web, what does the outside look like?
So the outside is this magnificent expanse. If you recall, the entire planet shattered apart. And so there are all these drifting islands. And you've basically burst out the side of one of these islands. So below you is a good several hundred miles down is the darkened space known as the Undersphere, which is rumored to contain undead and cannibals, and it's just generally not a great space to holiday.
Cool.
Beyond that, however, you can see other islands slowly drifting around. There's a nice collection of clouds on the distance. There's a blushing pink sunset that's starting to take shape. It's very, very scenic, as a matter of fact. Very quiet, too.
The Undersphere is roughly certain depth away?
Yeah, it's about 500 miles.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to reach out so that she knows I reached out.
So wait, are you reaching out? It's like,
yeah. Like a hand, like the hand's going to go, but I'm curling onto that web. I'm like, oh, I got you. So I'm going to give myself disadvantage on that roll.
Well, hang on. Are you trying to catch her, or are you just trying to look like you're catching her?
Mostly look like I'm trying to catch her.
Okay, give me a performance check then.
That's a very far away fall.
It is a very far away fall.
I am performing the fuck out of this.
You are reaching. You are reaching.
Nemia, I have you. Please, come to me. I have you. Listen, I'll save you. Just not the loud one. Can I reach out?
Nemia, you have one opportunity to grab this hand. If you like, you can give me an insight check, but it won't make much difference. You can see Draxus is straining all he can to reach out towards you.
Instead of doing that, can she... just curious. Instead of doing that, can she try to... block the hole if there's like floating debris or something nearby?
Oh, the whole side of the wall has...
Oh, so it's like it's not a hole anymore. It's like the whole...
It's 10, 20, 30. It's like 60-foot wide hole. It's just disgorging all the water. You remember there was some talk about a cistern that had been breached. If it is a cistern, this thing is going to last for about maybe 10 minutes before its pressure starts dropping.
Okay. Yeah, she'll reach out and see if she can... you said insight check?
Well, that's to determine if Draxus is really trying to help you. But his hand is extended, so...
Oh, I don't really care. She'll grab his hand.
Right. Okay, good. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Guys, I have the MacGuffin. I can't die.
It can be removed from your corpse. All right, so you sort of reach out towards Draxus. You manage to grab onto his hand. Draxus, even though you're like, oh, I'm trying to help you. Somehow she manages to reach out, and she does actually grab your hand. Are you going to shake her free?
She would. Nah, if she latched on like a terrified child, she earned it. She got it. She launched herself out there. It was like, oh no, I got you. If she,
I feel like she like kicked off the wall to get a bit more space, and it was like, oh no, and then she kicked off the wall, and it was like a lot. She just latched on as hard as she could.
She earned this.
She earned this, absolutely. All right, perfect. So that's that. Barnabas.
Oh yeah. I see Draxus.
Pain.
I see Draxus reaching out to grab Jinx. And
how I died.
I'm burrowing down. And so I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the
Nothing that guy can throw at me will kill me. It's just things that Cody throws at me. I.e. himself. is what
I'm
killed
gonna
me.
grab Drax's arm.
All right. Absolutely.
And hopefully Nemia is holding it in place now, so it's an easier target.
Yes, it is definitely the target. All right, you can give me an attack to reach out and grab him because he's
I
not.
don't have inspiration or anything like that, do I?
You don't have inspiration, I'm afraid.
What kind of roll did you want, guy?
Just a basic attack.
Okay, we're gonna long sword it up, buddy. A 10.
So Barnabas kind of goes, "Catch me!" and he sails.
One dive.
Jenks, you have an opportunity as Barnabas sails past you to grab the back of his belt.
That face. That face. It's so telling.
That look is classic.
She doesn't want to at first and is like, wait, like, you're not a bad person. And then she kind of like wills herself to maybe she'll stick her foot under the loop. So like if he goes too far away, she'll try to latch on herself to him. Right.
Okay. That's fantastic to do that.
Oh, you all are good people.
Give me a grapple check, please. So athletics or acrobatics as he sails out. Valentine...
This is your comeuppance.
Grab onto the paladin. He sort of sails out. Your foot slinks out, and you grab him just by the tip of the belt, and start taking the strain. Valentine, you there's this human chain that's forming behind you. You have a chance now to grab Cody.
Sweet.
If you so want.
I love jump cuts. I will do that. To save my life. Wait. Nope, that's what I got to do. What am I rolling?
It depends. Barnabas, as you watch Valentine sail past you, are you going to try and catch him or not?
Does Barnabas think that this will hold?
The spider?
Because that is going to be dependent on my answer.
Give me an intelligence check because Barnabas is a hero and... Well, actually, I don't know.
I have a -1 mod to intelligence, so that's not a problem. 12.
A spider has 8 legs, so it can probably carry 8 times the weight. That makes sense, right?
That's logic. And I will I'll reach out, foot, arm, leg, knee, whatever he can grab onto.
Valentine, give me a grapple check as you sail out.
Is it just strength?
Yeah.
All right.
Or athletics. Or,
grab my enormous thigh.
Ooh, I think I have it. My enormous thigh.
Now I shake things.
Is it the upper thigh or the lower thigh?
Oh, there's one
now
there.
he's trying to look around him and just see.
All right, so this the entire chain, everyone is hanging, everyone is taking strain, and then Valentine careens directly into Barnabas, causing the entire chain to be pushed out. Not vertically out, but it gets pushed out a good 30 degrees away from the wall. It's at this point that the spider needs to give me a strength save with disadvantage because you now have 4 very heavy, very wet people and gravity working against you.
So, question. I have not grabbed. I have slammed into it and then
look at that strength. Wow.
Incredible.
Yes, you have absolutely slammed into Barnabas. The spider is just going, I'm Spider-Man. I'm fine. So you're just holding on. You get a sense that the rock around you is starting to crack under the weight because the water is also pouring out. Because you have 8 eyes, you get a sense that directly below you, about maybe 30 feet or so, there is a large shape that's moving. And the 4 of you can see that sailing very gracefully underneath this entire thing is this magnificent but also gargantuan shape of a Bolovian sky whale, which are these massive airborne whales that carry cargo. They swim very gracefully through the air. And it's probably been attracted to the island by the water, which they like to splash through to refill their water tanks, basically. So that's what you're seeing below you. Above you, you've got maybe 70 foot to climb to get to the surface of this floating island. What are you doing?
All right. Well, crumbling rock above me and flying whale below. I'm just gonna let go.
All right, you let go. Everybody suddenly has this weightless feeling for a moment as you're all holding on to each other in your various shapes and forms. And then gravity kicks in and you all drop down.
Valentine looks in horror as he thinks he's killed everyone.
Right. Well, as you look down, you see that you're about to land on this.
Oh, shit. And then I don't feel bad anymore.
You don't feel bad anymore? All right. So the first two to land is Valentine. You land quite heavily on this deck. I'm going to share.
I've got some heavy armor on.
Map with you. Yes, you do indeed. Give me an acrobatics check as you land, please.
Okay. Let me drag this into the little hotbar on handy dandy fantasy grounds, and I will roll that check. Acrobatics?
Yep.
Cool.
Perfect. As you slam down onto the cargo base of this massive whale, you realize that these whales have all got these large wooden platforms strapped to them so they can carry cargo from the different levels of the planet. You smash through a barrel, which helps break your fall.
Okay.
The barrel itself is full of beans, and as a result...
Dried beans?
Dried beans, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Dried beans. You take 4 points of damage as you slam into that. So that's Valentine. Next up would be Barnabas. Barnabas, you come flying down and land. Give me an acrobatics check, please. Or are you just going to face plant it into the deck?
I'm thinking he's probably gonna. You know what? No, he's athletic. This is the thing. This is the things that he does well. Breaks! As he's kind of screaming out to his god, and a natural 20.
Nice!
You land in the hero pose.
I'm like a Ginyu Force member, just like.
Oh, I hate it.
I'm in a barrel full of beans.
Yeah, you're in a barrel full of beans. Nemir, you land in this water barrel, which has now been replenished by the massive amounts of water. Give me an acrobatics check, please, if you would, to make sure that you land in the barrel. Absolutely. You splash down into this water barrel, taking no damage whatsoever. Draxus, you come sailing down. You're going to land over there, which is in amongst the barrels themselves. Again, give me an acrobatics check, please.
Can do. Skills. Kapow! Fuck me!
You land poorly, taking 5 points of damage. You basically land in them. So instead of landing on the barrels, which have broken your fall, you land between the barrels. So you kind of land sandwiched between these very heavily packed barrels. And then finally, the spider. What are you doing, spider? Are you going to transmogrify yourself into something else, or are you just landing as this giant spider?
I'm going to stay as the spider. I'm actually going to aim for that water, though.
You're going to try and aim for the water? All right,
Yeah.
Give me an acrobatics check. I don't have a problem with that. You have 8 legs, I suppose. A skydiving spider isn't a problem.
10.
A 10.
He can propel
Right.
himself with the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you land very close to it. You don't actually land in it, sadly, with a 10. The whale is moving. You're trying to use your legs. You realize that thin little spindly legs don't really help too much. Plus, you're being dragged down by everybody else on the ropes and bits of thread. But and you take 2 points damage as you land quite heavily onto that wooden deck. However, you do find yourselves on this wooden deck and fairly safe. Water continues to gush out on either side of this whale as it continues to fly forward. All right, so what's everyone doing? Let's start with you, Jenks. Sorry, you're looking for what? Or what are you
From her new hot tub.
Yeah.
Could Jenks look around for like a bean sack or like a potato sack?
Absolutely. There's several barrels and sacks and things right next to you, as a matter of fact.
Okay. She's gonna hop out and with the cover of the barrels while everyone's still getting their bearings, pull out one of these, just start emptying one of the sacks and change into a dry potato sack because that's what she wears.
That's awesome.
You do this quick change. No one seems to notice
Like
the
it was planned.
whatsoever. Absolutely. That was Jenks. Straxus, what are you doing?
Crying as a free action. You just hear like this from the barrels as he less than gracefully rolls down off the side and stands up. Okay, well, we're not dead yet, so that's something.
Are you all
Hello.
right?
Is everyone alive?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Damn it, I was hoping at least one of them would. I mean, good! Who else have you seen? And he begins to walk towards the obnoxious sound of Barnabas' voice.
All right, so you come across Valentine first. Valentine.
I apologize. That was my fault. I brought you all to your death, but luckily we were saved by Sky Whale.
No, we were saved by Brax on a boat full of beans and barrels.
Do you want some beans?
I don't want either of them.
Okay.
I want to explore that ancient tomb, but that didn't work out as well as I planned.
I like beans. Where is this Sky Whale headed?
As you are saying that, you hear this loud shouting voice coming from the front of the whale, and you see this very angry and very large, portly man dressed basically in underwear only. He's got this sort of dirty loincloth, and he's descending these steps, shouting at you, "Hey, this is not the cargo ship. What are you doing? This is a cargo ship. It's not a passenger ship. What are you doing on my ship? Why are you on my ship? I did not get paid for a passage. This is a cargo. You are not cargo. Unless you are cargo, in which case we can talk," he says as he's coming forward.
The cargo.
Jenks leans around from behind the barrel she was chilling behind.
Right.
And you have lovely, lovely clothing on your ship. Just the color is just great. And she's going to ignore him and look over to Vegas and just say, is he still a spider?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm absolutely still a spider.
He hasn't noticed you, by the way.
She's just going to like tilt her head and like look at him. Thank you.
And actually hearing this large angry man, I'm going to like kind of like hide in the barrels.
In the barrels.
So she looks like she's talking to a barrel. That's good.
Amongst them. So 17 to hide.
Yeah, he doesn't see you at all. He's focused primarily on the two men and the dragonborn that he can see.
Pardon, good sir, I do apologize for us dropping in like this, but I am Sir Barnabas Bray of Brianwood, a follower of Brax, and this is my sword Bobo, along with my fellow compatriots. I would like to ask you where you are heading.
Okay, firstly, assonance is not welcome on this ship. Secondly,
I'm unwelcome everywhere. That doesn't even make any sense.
Why are you on the ship in the first place if you don't know where it is going?
We fell. We were attacked by a huge, monstrous hag.
Were
I
we?
see.
I thought we were attacked by a, what was it?
I don't care what you were attacked by. You are on my ship. We are currently en route to Menkesh Hadar, and if you want to stay on my ship, you will pay up. Huh?
We gave you free water. And she just points at all the water that's probably still pouring out and filled up my little jacuzzi tub.
Give me a deception check or a persuasion check.
What if she actually believes that she was being helpful?
Yeah. All right. So I'll do it this way then. All right. Because the water was free and you did provide it, I will grant you passage to Menkesh Hadar, but no further. And you don't eat any of the food. The food costs extra.
My fine sir, are you the only one on this ship?
No, of course not. Who do you think is flying?
The whale.
The whale.
So it's you
The
and the
whale.
whale.
The whale.
That shows me how much you know about skywhales. No, at not him! He shouts at the front of the ship, and you see the sort of hand waving from the very front of the whale.
So
There's a
you
wooden.
and that guy and the whale.
He looks at you with these small little black eyes. Yes! Why would there be anybody else on this heavily laden cargo vessel?
I turn and I look at Draxus and I say, we outnumber him.
Hey, I'm standing right here. I can hear you.
I'm glad you can count.
He's
Yes.
letting us stay on his ship, though, so maybe we don't hurt him.
Listen to Potato Lady.
Hey!
Oh, starting to back up.
We don't hurt people. We are heroes. We are
don't want to
here
hurt
to
you.
assist you.
Listen, you already lied and used Brax's name. You've already besmirched your palatiness or whatever the crap. Anyway, Potato Lady was great. Yeah, no, he's letting us ride here for free, Valentine. Why would we? It's free ride.
Oh, no, he wants us to pay.
No, he said free ride.
We eat food.
Yeah, just don't.
I stole a borrowed.
Never mind, I have no problems with you.
Yeah, perfect. Great. Plus, I don't know a lot about you. And he kind of looks to Vegas. He says, but I'm pretty sure we can cut off a piece and eat something of whatever he turns into, I think.
Everyone sort of looks around. There might be a slight squeaking from the spider. I'm not sure what's the spider doing at that
Are
comment.
you saying we should eat the spider?
I don't know how it works entirely, but I think probably be fine.
Instead of the spider, this wiry, swarthy-looking human kind of like wriggles out from underneath of the barrels. No! You don't have to eat me or anything I turn into. I have food. I have food for all of us.
There's a barrel full of beans right there.
See? But we eat the beans.
And I pull out berries and start counting them.
Perfect. I'd have a berry.
Like Mother used to make, beans and berries.
Although, I mean, we were just in a tavern eating like 35 minutes ago. I can't imagine you're that hungry.
Oh, I wasn't eating. I was just standing around.
That's weird to do.
It's called lurking.
Yes, no, it's just called standing around, and I like to do it.
Okay. I'm going to stand around not near you. And she's going to go to the captain of the whale captain.
Valentine
Right.
turns, takes his bow, and stands very still.
The captain watches as you come over to him, and he gives you. He is a traditional elf from the Solar Sphere, so you realize as you get closer, it was difficult to tell because he's so round and so portly. His elvish features have kind of been lost in the folds of skin and blubber around him. But he's got this very unkempt beard, this sort of black sort of thing, very swarthy kind of features. He kind of gives you this look of, how can I make money off of you today? And then this grin opens out. You can see there's this singular gold tooth in the front of his mouth. Well, now that it is clear you are not going to try and steal my whale from me, you are welcome aboard our humble vessel. What do you want?
Jenks reaches her one arm into her rucksack and just pulls out a piece of bread and holds it out to him.
He looks at it. He looks at you. I am not familiar with your species. He takes the bread. This is he breaks the bread in half, and he kind of gives you half back.
She rips it in half again, puts one of the pieces up here for later, and just starts nibbling on it and just kind of looking around, like at what he uses to steer and everything. She's keeping her hand; she's not touching anything, but she's just.
He then takes his bread. He breaks it in half. He doesn't have any horns, so he just sort of lifts up a roll and he sort of shoves the bread under there, and then he eats half. Welcome. We have done the sharing of the bread now. Yes, you can sit there. At the back there is a bed and chairs and stuff.
That is very kind of you, sir, and I believe we shall take you up on your hospitality.
Just no stealing. I am watching. You are being watched by Captain Javran Surak. I am watching you.
Well, Captain Sivrak, it is not a problem that you won't be missing anything on this boat. At least not from Sir Barnabas Bray of Brianwood, follower of Brax.
Yes. I have already established ground rules. No assonance on this ship. Thank you very much.
Don't worry. I am also watching for thieves.
See? He's watching for thieves. Everything is fine.
That guy tried to mutiny like a minute ago. She just points him out.
No, I was trying to not pay money. Shh, don't stop. I will accuse you of stealing beans.
Vegas, don't take this the wrong way, but you're the most normal one here, I think.
Maybe I would.
They could turn into spiders.
Yeah, but I can understand why he's dirty and smells like foot.
I'm not dirty and I don't smell like foot.
I don't understand anything about you. It looks like he hasn't been in the city in forever, and that makes perfect sense for some reason.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
You have bread on your head. And he looks to Jenks.
Do you want some?
No.
I was saving it for later because
That's fine. It's
I
just
get nervous.
okay.
Oh, I was running with the scavengers before I had to leave. That's why I was in the city.
Oh. Is that what we're doing now? We're going to bond? Because we fell out of an island together? Okay, cool. All right. I'm a researcher.
I'm a soldier, but not anymore.
All right.
I am Sir Barnabas.
No one cares.
He got us into another rant.
So many times.
I go over to
I don't
Jenks.
think you do anything. I think you just say that a lot.
The one true God, Sir Braxton. He's
Oh,
rambling.
God.
I go over to Jenks and I say, do we all need to do the bread ritual with you in order to be companions?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Never
Like
mind.
some bread, I can give you some.
No, I don't want the
But
bread.
she kind of scrambles, awkwardly falls off, and gets back up because she's short onto like the chair that she was sitting next to with the captain.
So we don't all need to do that. That was just a thing.
If you're hungry, I mean, everybody gets hungry. It's not a thing.
Okay.
But I'm Jenks, and I wander, and I make friends. And Draxus, I'm sorry I pushed you earlier, but you were being mean to the person who we thought was a lady, but was a bad guy and wasn't a lady.
No, she was a lady the whole time.
I thought she was a...
A great big hag, I thought.
Okay.
What?
I didn't know she was bad. You clearly knew she was bad when you convinced her to get in that.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
Oh,
I just wanted to see what would happen.
Still sorry.
No, thanks.
Just sits back down.
I appreciate that. So about this rock in your chest.
And he
Oh,
looks.
yeah,
he walks
that's
over to
not
Valentine.
good, right? And I start poking it again. I should stop doing that.
Yeah.
As you touch it, you
Oh.
start to get a feeling. It's difficult to describe, but it's as if you know that you're in the wrong place, and that your right place, it feels like it's up.
I poke it and then I go,
Does it hurt?
no, it's trying to give me directions.
What?
I look
Like
over at
Whispering to you?
guy-
Whispering directions?
Blubber Man. I forgot his name. And I say, excuse me, Captain.
Yes, he says. And he sort of spins around on his chest.
Can we elevate?
We are going up. That is where Menkesh Kadar is. It is.
Oh, good.
It's
All
nice.
right. Mhm. Yeah, I really think we need to just go up. You know,
Why does it want to go up?
I don't know.
You should ask it.
Why do you want to go up?
Okay, I don't understand why no one is alarmed by the fact that a rock that fell out of the sky and is lodged in his chest, is now giving him directions, and all of you just said, let's follow the space rock.
It's not responding.
It could be a gift from the gods. You don't know?
I will go over and sniff his chest and then put my ear to it.
All right. As you put your ear to the rock, you vaguely hear, it sounds like a heartbeat. It's definitely louder than it would normally be if it was just Valentine's, but there's this definite sort of double thump every
Do you think it's
second.
killing me?
I kind of like jump back and like crab crawl away, kind of a little freaked out. He's got 2 heartbeats.
2?
Wait a minute. That's a heart.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
What if I pull it
A
out?
heart fell out of the sky and embedded itself in your chest. Is that... I mean, I am getting this, yes?
Yeah, no, that's about the long and short of it. I mean, it looks like a rock, but it could be a heart rock.
It's
What?
clearly a gift from the gods. Perhaps Brax has blessed you with an eternal life.
All right, well, we're safe. Let's settle this. I'll take off my armor. I'll take off my clothes, except for my pants, and I will just have my skin. What's
Jenks turns around.
To look or away from?
Away.
Away from.
Light.
Right. So as you disrobe and de-armor yourself, the skin is unbroken, but there is this intense green light emanating from your chest. Anyone who's got any kind of medicine training knows it's not anywhere near where your heart is, but it's certainly very much lodged where one of your lungs should be. But it's a subdermal glow that emanates from your chest, and it seems to be throbbing.
I see this as an infection, as like would happen in war. So I pull out a dagger. I believe it must be removed.
Is anyone going to help him eviscerate himself?
Wait,
I like get over to poke it, and then I kind of wait.
Wait, one second, please. And Draxus kind of walks over and rubs his face, and his eyes kind of glow this blue when he looks. Now go ahead. As I cast detect magic, and I'm going to watch him do it.
Guy,
All right.
So Barnabas is he's an idiot, but he's religious. He's a religious idiot. So does he? Is there any lore in Brax about a green glowing heart? Anything religious whatsoever that he might have heard of?
Yeah, give me a religion check. As you are a worshiper of Brax, you can give me it with advantage.
Yeah, there's that 4.
I
Oh,
was
cool,
gonna-
with an advantage. All right, we'll do.
As you are a worshiper with advantage, so it's 4 or 5. Well,
Perfect.
you
Good
are
out of 10.
particularly devout, having read the introduction to the primer to beginning your first steps with Brax. You have read that paragraph daily for the last 20 years of your existence.
Reading is hard.
Reading apparently is very difficult. Green is traditionally associated with Brax. That's the only thing that you kind of know. He wears this sort of holy green armor. At least that's what some of the paintings have depicted in the past.
He's convinced that it is a gift from Brax. Period. That's the
All right.
only possible plausible option, is that you have been bestowed upon a wonderful, amazing gift of Brax. And so he will try to come over and stop Valentine from cutting out his gift of eternal life from Brax.
He's already hesitant, so you stop him, and it's just easy enough. He's like, maybe I should.
Hold me back. All right.
I'm gonna do it!
That scene from Hook. Stop me, Smee! Harass, stop me!
I want to feel for it. Is there like an actual stone in the lung or that area?
As you're sort of poking your upper chest, you definitely can feel that there's this. It's a little bit warmer than the surrounding flesh, and there's definitely a solid object in there. Probably the
Barnabas,
size.
you say this was a gift from Brax. Why has it been gifted to me and not you?
I had not considered that.
Clearly, it's a curse.
Perhaps I have not Honored Brax in my deeds.
No,
I
it's not
tried
your
to save that woman from the burning building. It wasn't my fault. I didn't realize her hair was on fire. I mean, I thought that he would have overlooked that after the drop goblins.
Barnabas.
I'm
It's
sorry,
not
what?
your fault.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I will have to try harder. Perhaps I will also get a green heart from Brax.
Well, I
looks away
don't
shamefully.
worship Brax. Unless
While they're doing the examination, I'm gathering up the cast-off armor and clothing into like a pile. And I'm also kind of like sniffing at it and wandering around it, circling it on all fours, like
Thanks,
kind of like an
Vegas.
animal.
Absolutely. Draxus, your magic spell, your detect magic spell, it wavers a little bit as you see Vankus is literally just bundling up the armor, and it looks like he's sort of making into a very compact ball so that it's easy to carry, but you are staring at this green heart, and the very first thing that you notice is the magic that surrounds it is divine magic. It's not arcane whatsoever. So that's the first sort of revelation, if you like. As you stare as it's longer, how long are you going to stay focused?
He's basically looking at it during this whole conversation, and once he like kind of sees that it is like divine magic and that he's not cutting it out of his chest, that he's been persuaded by, he looks up and says, "Well, if this is in fact a gift from Brax, and you've been gifted with unending life, cutting it out of your chest shouldn't kill you, right? Because you have unending life. That's how that works." And
you think
then,
it's unending life. What led you to that conclusion?
oh, I'm just going on whatever he said. And he points to Barnabas.
Oh yes, you should trust him. He knows.
No, I
it.
know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he seems like a reputable guy when it comes to Brax and other beings.
I
perks
go up right up to Draxus, and I kind of look him in the eye, kind of like this, like stare down. And I say, "What game are you trying to pull, Dragonborn?"
I lose nothing if you cut that out of your chest, and I really want to know what it does.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
what
do
you-
anything with it in your chest because you're a heavy person, and I can't just swing you around.
Barnabas, do you think you could focus some kind of Brax-like spell and pull this thing out?
He thinks
you-
really hard for a moment.
Exactly 1 moment.
Do you went to church where they like, oh,
I could
whenever
smite
a
the
green heart
heart,
comes down,
but I don't think that's probably what you would want me to do.
unless it starts killing me. you
Also, I could cure you if you had wounds, but
oh yeah,
I just-
I've got bruises everywhere.
What if you just put your dagger away and I pull it out?
With your fingers?
do not toss aside
More or
such
less.
great gift, dear Valentine.
gonna
Ignore
push on it
Draxus. He is clearly not holy enough to receive such a wondrous gift.
I'm gonna
Yes.
push on it again and see.
Thank you.
If I get the same feeling of
Yeah, as you touch it, you get a sense of up, but you suspect that, or at least you feel that it's up, but now it's up and slightly diagonally up as well. So you it starts to get a clearer feeling as you touch this space.
I stop and I turn to them and I say, "It's leading me somewhere, and I think we should go where it wants to go." It wants to go that way, and I, Captain,
Yes, he shouts from the front of the ship.
that direction. Can we go that direction?
He sort of looks at where you're pointing.
Mhm.
Sal Axadrum. No, there is not right there. It is full of orcs. Very bad place. Very bad place. No,
Full
no.
of orcs, you say?
Wait, there's lots of orcs nearby. Salaxadrum, I don't think of.
So you would say a reasonable amount of orcs.
It's on the border with the orcs.
You will take.
No. We go Menkesh Hadar. Aha.
I look over and I begin to put my Vankus. Vankus, what have you done with my armor?
It's all piled up in a ball, and I'm like squatting over it and like kind of hugging it a little bit.
What are you doing?
It's creeping on your armor.
I guess
Thanks,
so.
yes.
I look over at Captain What's His Face and I say, "How far away is it from our current destination?"
It is about 40 days' travel, give or take the currents and how fast the islands are drifting apart from each other.
I look at Barnabas and Draxus and Vengus and Jenks. Are you here? Or are you like across the barrels?
She's sitting next to the captain.
Okay. I'll look at the other guys and I'll say, I think we need to go where it wants to lead us, especially if there are orcs there. I will not hesitate to slay orcs.
What did orcs do to you?
Don't ask.
Would you give me a
It's a long
perception
story,
check?
that's why, not because it's
I kind of already did ask.
my regiment was destroyed by them ruthlessly.
So you've already lost to orcs once.
I did not lose. I escaped with my life, but I know
So
how to
you've
fight.
already run away from orcs once,
Many years ago.
and he is going to be roasted alive up there. And he points to Barnabas. And you just want us to go where your stone heart leads you.
Do you have a better idea of where to lead us?
No, I just want to clarify the facts here.
Yes, those
What?
are the facts.
Are
All
you?
right.
It is okay, Draxus, to be afraid. It happens to young children in their bedtime stories. But
would have to-
Yeah.
I believe we
And-
shall be fine.
And
We
any
have
sane
Brax
person-
with us.
That doesn't. I feel like you. Okay,
Do you not seek the ends of this magical item?
I kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. You got me. You
Hey,
can-
guy, the whales, the sky whales, are they considered animals or beasts?
Yes, they absolutely are.
You can turn into one.
They're about 180 foot in length. So
There's CR1. It's fine.
pretty big tone.
Yeah.
They have like 200 hit points, but they only do 1 damage. So it's like
Right,
they
yeah.
only do.
I can beseech the spirits and talk to the whale tomorrow.
That would be very.
Maybe we can ask the whale to go where you want if the captain won't take you.
We could explain the situation to him. The whale must be far more wise than most of us, unless it's we could just convince it. That'd be very good, Venkus.
Jinx is going to ask this captain while they're back there talking to the
Right.
gentleman who found us. How far is it between the two cities, the ones they want to go to, and where we're going?
You mean how long will it take to sail between the two of the cities? Yes, 5 days, maybe 6 days, depending on the winds, how far the islands drift from each other, but usually 5 days. Menkesh Hadar and Salak Droma are considered almost neighbors.
And this place they want to go,
Salak
find there?
Sadrom, yes.
what would you find there?
Death.
Salak Sadrom. It's a very remote, very, very, very remote outpost of the Elvish kingdoms. The Saakun Adwa Empire, or the Alliance anyway, stretches out to Salak Sadrom, but it is so far away from anyone. The only thing you find out there is gold in the sands, in the mountains, in the trees. You just find gold out there. That is why it is there in the first place.
And death.
That is quite right, my fine friend, he says, calling back to you. Death. The orcs have a city close by. Rock. Rock is very bad place. Very bad place. Don't go there.
I'll try not to. I just kind of wander and help people. So,
What do you help people with, and how much is it an hour? He gives you this sort of grin.
Well, I'm very good with my hands when it comes
I
to
bet you are.
murdering people, fighting
What?
enemies.
Uh,
Only people who deserve it, though. You shouldn't resort to violence until absolutely necessary.
That is a very good approach to have, but I have to ask this question. How do you determine who is good and who is bad?
Well, I don't believe in any of the gods. So I I think, is this something that I would do? Sometimes I make mistakes. I push that Draxus guy, but he is kind of a jerk.
You sometimes make mistakes when you kill people?
Not killing, more like lightly tapping with my fists.
And what happens to these people once you have lightly tapped them with your fists? He says, looking at your hands.
Yeah, you would see all the scars and everything. She would just kind of, they bounce back, usually.
He looks over the edge of the skywell at the drop. Bounce, you say?
Bounce off the ground, and then they come back up, and usually want to keep fighting, but I try not to. I try to walk away or run away.
Okay, that is very good to know.
Jenks, you say you like to help people.
Yes.
You can help many good, kind, and well-mannered folk by eliminating orcs. They only cause destruction.
So I'm sensing by your tone that you don't like them.
Is that not obvious?
Okay. Yes. I was trying to be polite. I don't know you very well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My name harms me or one of my friends. Yes, I'm there.
All right. Well, I shall have to show you one day how horrible these creatures are.
Orcs are very bad. Very bad.
I can't disagree with Valentin, but you all realize they eat people, right? Like, casually.
Do they eat Dragonborn?
I would assume I haven't been consumed yet, and I don't know anyone dumb enough to willingly... God. So I'll be fine. The rest of you are still regular people. Well... Any kind of motions toward it.
I've fought and studied them for a long time. I know how to fight them. You shouldn't worry.
I'm sure they only eat people when they're hungry.
They're hungry all the time. The part that worries me, and yes, Barney, I am scared, is the fact that you, a trained soldier, and a regiment of trained soldiers were bested by orcs, and we, not trained soldiers, are just going to Orc Town.
Hey, no one is going to Orc Town. We are not going there.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, we might go. I mean, it's yet to be determined. Of course, we have the non-believer murderer over here. I'm sure we will be fine, Draxus.
Orcs are stupid. But
yeah.
We were stupider. I've learned to fight them.
Stupider is not a word.
Thank you.
Let's agree not to be stupider than the orcs, then.
Wait, are you sure it is not a word? I am not familiar with the common tongue, but stupider does sound like what he was doing.
I do believe stupider is a word.
My dear Captain.
I'll just get an ale. I'll just sit down and read my book. Get an ale.
Perhaps
ale. There is ale. We have lots of ale. It will only cost you a small amount, but there is plenty of ale, he says, getting up.
My good Captain, is there anything that might be able to persuade you to be of an assistance to us in our very noble list of quests, and not of the stupidest of quests?
You want me to sail you to Salaxatrum?
Yeah, I mean, just, nearby, perhaps. Maybe there's dangling ropes we can leave from or something. I've been known to be very persuasive in my day, if you get my drift.
He looks back to the front of the ship where his silent pilot has been sitting, just holding these large reins. And he shouts back, Atakasim! How long would it take us to go via Throm? And there's a sort of muffled cry. He looks back at you. I take you there for 25 gold.
I pulled up 25 gold.
You see? Prayers have been answered from the great Brax.
He takes the coins. Does anyone speak Elvish?
I speak Orc.
I think I might, actually. Where is my languages? I do, yeah. Draconic, Elvish, and Dwarvish.
As he's looking at the coins under his breath in Elvish, he says, I should have said each. I should have said each. He gave it so quickly. Yeah. Stupid Zorak. As he says, all right. We change course then. Atakasim, change course. We're going to Drome. And you can see at the front, the pilot basically pulls on his large ropes. And it looks like he's tugging fiercely. And he's sort of pulling hard right on the whale's head, which almost imperceptibly moves to the right. And you feel the elevation starting to change as the beast starts to rise upwards. But it's minuscule in comparison. I mean, you wouldn't notice it if you weren't sort of watching as this leviathan is slowly turning on its axis. So, yes.
So does this mean I won't have to ask the spirits to talk to the whale tomorrow?
No, you don't need to do that unless you want to talk to him about his life and conversation, which could be pretty interesting.
I might.
Is anyone going to do anything? It's going to take you 5 days to get there from here.
Wow.
There are beds that you can sleep in. Well, there's one bed which you sort of have to rotate through if you want to sleep in an actual bed. We've got good berries coming from the good druid for survival. And
So when I sleep, I will try to steal a piece of clothing or item from each of the other people on the whale to make a bed out of.
You'll find that Nemia doesn't have anything.
I grabbed her old potato sack that she discarded.
You sleep, he pulls the one piece of bread off.
No, she'll wake up. Touch any of her other items and belongings. Fine.
Just the bread, though.
If you ever watch him sleep, it's like watching a dog sleep. You know how they kind of whimper and growl and kind of run in their sleep?
Barnabas would probably try to spend the next 5 days figuring out why Nemia doesn't believe in the gods and trying to convince her how amazing Brax is.
He can do that all he wants. She's going to be eating bread and practicing. She'll have a few pieces of bread on her horn, and she's in her new hot tub, just practicing, going through the moves.
Tai Chi.
No, wait.
She's doing Tai Chi.
Barnabas is very charismatic, and he knows that sometimes it's not just about talking at people. You got to ask questions. And he wants to know why Nemia doesn't believe in the great Brax, who has given so much to so many.
All right. Well,
Like this stone.
that's what you two are doing. Valentine, what are you doing?
I spend the first night buying an ale for Draxus and myself. And I sit down with him and I say, you seek knowledge.
Yes. Above all else.
Then let that be your motivation for discovering what this thing wants.
Perfect. I have 5 days. I'm going to research you. Is that since you're dragging me on your god quest?
Sure. Yes. I mean, I only see it as a form of destiny at this point, but I don't want us to hate one another. I would see us as comrades.
Oh, yeah, no, that's totally fine. I just don't want to die.
Oh, good. No, I will keep you from death. Don't worry.
Perfect. Yeah, as I said previously, if you kill me, we're no longer friends.
I'm not going to
Also,
kill you. I will put your life before mine.
I'm sure that you retreated in some kind of noble militaristic fashion, but I won't. I'm just going to run away.
Oh, that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah. I'm good at books and sometimes spells now.
I will appreciate your spells. They would be most useful.
Yeah, I'll get right on those. I'm sure I'll figure them out.
Good. And then I down the whole ale.
Draxus, are you at any point going to touch the glowing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, guy, I'm going to touch that shit.
Well, I'm assuming that there's exploration going on, purely platonic sense.
I'm going to touch that in 3 ways. With an object, with my actual hand, and with Mage Hand.
All right. So what are you going to try first?
Probably Mage Hand, because that's the least close to me I can get.
Yeah, use that mage hand.
Oh, ladies.
The Mage Hand you extend out. What are you trying to touch exactly? I mean, what are you using the Mage Hand?
Well, he says he feels it.
when he touches it, and then it gives him some kind of direction. First, I'm gonna like poke at it with the mage hand, and then while he's comfortable, I'm just gonna try to yank it a little bit and see what happens. Like, what's his reaction when I give it a little tug?
All right. So as the mage hand sort of wraps around, well, it's difficult because the mage hand can't actually penetrate into his chest.
Right.
But as it sort of pulls at the flesh, Valentin, it's basically like someone sort of pulling at your elbow or trying to pull your kneecap off of your knee. There's not a huge amount of pain or pressure. It's like a part of you is being jiggled.
Ooh, it doesn't hurt. It just feels funny.
I'm not saying that I was trying to tear it out of you. I'm just saying it's very in there.
Oh yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Also, note, I don't feel anything when I touch it with my invisible hands.
Ah.
So, for what it's worth, and he writes that down. It is good.
All right.
Touch it with your real hands.
No, I'm going to save that one for last. And then he pulls out, let's see, what do I have in my tool bag of nonsense? Also what I call Cody.
There's some fanfic.
I love you, Mike.
Yeah, I think he pulls out like a needle, like not like a dagger, but like something like a sharp object with like a blunt end on one side, and he pokes him with the blunt end in the area, and then when he gets like little to no reaction, he pokes him with the needle end just to see what happens.
I feel like Draxus is acting like one of those doctors in the emergency room that like somebody has come in with a light bulb in a place that it shouldn't be in. And they're like, I have no idea what this is or how it got there, but
except that
I'm going to figure out how to get it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
All right.
You got a whole car in there.
So you are completely derailing my thoughts here. The metal rod or the pin that you are using this device. How far in are you going to let him prod it? Because he's pushing against the flesh quite pointedly.
I'll stop when he yells.
Valentin's one of those hard ass we were on the battlefield, we pulled the crossbow bolts out of our legs, so he probably if he stabs it in there, he's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, and it's one of those where he pokes him and he that's far enough to get a yelp out, and when he doesn't make a noise, he's like,
yeah.
You just carry on pushing.
Yeah, and he pushes and looks up at him and then pushes anymore. There it is. Okay, so you feel it then.
Yeah, as you pierce through the flesh, there is a drop of blood that starts to form around the metal object, but you push it in probably about half an inch, and you meet this very hard resistance.
Oh, so it's there. It's a physical thing. Okay. And he writes that down. And
I don't feel it though.
He gives
it hits it.
You it's a weird sensation. You feel a bit more pressure inside, and obviously you feel the slight burning sensation of the actual non-disinfected metal rod having punctured your skin. But,
does it feel like
going to dive
a splinter when you have a splinter under your skin?
Yeah,
you can feel it move around a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Valentin, this one's going to hurt. I'm just warning you ahead of time so you can brace whatever you have. Ready? On the count of 3. And he doesn't tell him what he's going to do. He just tells him on the count of 3. And then 1, 2, and at 2, he flicks it like a tuning fork.
And he goes, oh, thank you, QB972 for the $10. That was, I don't know where that came from, but I appreciate that donation. You are very, very cool. Oh, what did you do?
I donated $10.
You flick this metal pin, and that really give me a Constitution saving throw, Valentin.
Oof. Okay. Hey, Fantasy Grounds, why'd you close, huh? All right, here we go. Constitution save.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm really good at these.
You're a fighter. You should be fine.
Nope. I have a -1. But I did not roll bad.
You didn't roll badly at all. Absolutely. So, there's the pain suddenly increases as the sort of metal pin moves around inside your chest. Having it go straight in and come straight out, that you're kind of prepared for. Having it smoosh around on the pectoral muscle, that's a different story altogether.
I'm going.
Definitely-
Are you done? This hurts a lot.
I expected that to hurt. One last thing. And he pulls out the pin, like very unceremoniously. And then he touches it.
All right. As you pull out the pin, give me a medicine check, please, Draxus.
Perfect. Let's see. -1 to that one. Dope. Let's see what happens. Pow! 5.
Right, absolutely. You pull that pin out, and you kind of just wipe it off on your trousers, I suppose, and put it back ready.
It goes right back into my dirty leather sack.
Right, absolutely. And then you touch it with your hand.
Yeah.
As you touch it with your hand, there is this sudden rush of air around you. The environment suddenly becomes incredibly cold, incredibly dark. There's a purple shimmering to the edges of your vision. And there is a single word that it almost gets screamed into your consciousness. And all that the word is, I should say, sorry, let me get my words here. All of that word is that just comes straight back at you is, you think it's better car? Valentine, you see Draxus, he almost freezes for a moment. And then you notice he's got tattoos all over his scaly body. And one of the tattoos flares up with this brilliant blue light and stays illuminated.
Are you okay?
You suddenly back.
I heard words. I saw a whoosh of air. I heard something. Wesley Williamson. Name I've not heard in many years, but I've heard it today.
What does it mean?
It means he's donated $15.
That is amazing.
Oh, man.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
Guy, what was the actual word that I heard?
Betakar, which
okay.
could very well translate into the common tongue as to
It's
William.
actually ancient Draconic for Wesley Williamson.
Very interesting.
Name I haven't heard. An old dragon. I've never heard the name in long age. That was and he looks at him. If Bernard asks about this, I did nothing. Nothing happened. There was no light. There was no air. There was no name. He'll never let me hear the end of it. Something about
Is this tattoo still glowing?
The tattoo is still glowing, yes. Draxus, you now notice that this one tattoo is now glowing.
What is
I don't actually know.
Oh, good, cool. We're both just glowing and we don't know why. It's good.
Yes. Well, no, I know why I have these and why they glow occasionally. I don't know specifically why it glows.
Does it have like an off switch?
No, usually it's sometimes when I do magic and other times when bad things happen, sometimes when goblins are around. That old chestnut. Yes. That's one old relic cursed with runes.
When I push it, it tells me a direction. Previously, when I had pushed it, it gave me feelings. It zoomed me out of where we were. If you smell it, it smells pleasant, but you pushed it and it told you something?
I'm not going to smell it, for the record. Yes, it told me a name, Betakar, or a place, or told me a noun.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to go put my armor on now, and I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, yes. Also, you might want to buy new armor. It faintly resonates with magic.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is attracted to magic things like I am, but I would kill you and take it if I were. But we're friends now, so I won't.
Okay. Yes. I'm going to go find where the ball of armor is at.
All right, that's what you're doing. And so 3 days pass with these strange experiments happening, as well as little items going missing and then being found in a nest.
Fungus!
Fungus.
It's actually a Kender druid.
Yeah, the Jenks, the captain of the vessel, Captain Sirac, he treats you with a very different tone after your little discussion about making people bounce. And Atnem Kasim, who is the pilot, you discover is a very quiet, very shy young elf from the solar sphere, both tanned from here to next Tuesday. And the name of the Skywill, its name is Sartoon. Do you speak to it on the second day, Bankus?
Yeah, I will. I will actually spend some time. I'll cast Speak with Animals as a ritual spell.
Right. What specifically are you trying to find out? Sartoon is a very chatty Skywill.
I will start off with the most obvious thing. What is it like to be a Skywell?
Nice.
Right. So a very in-depth dissertation starts, whereby it contemplates the nature of is it one with the land? Because the land floats, it floats. It doesn't know. Sartoon is confused. It doesn't know. It doesn't get the sense of being anymore. The purpose of its people seems to have been lost. They drift around. They've got these cables on them that takes away their choice. There's just a general apathy amongst the Skywalian people. Their leaders, they don't really have much in a say as to their destiny and their futures. As a people, they're scattered and lost.
Okay, why do you allow these little creatures to guide you around? Speaking to him in Skywalian.
Did you just fucking Dory that?
He did indeed. You went there first. I wasn't going to do it, but now I have no choice.
It's the best thing ever.
Yes.
So the Skywill suddenly starts vibrating. It possibly wakes some of you up on the second day. And there is this sonorous booming and whistling and clicking sound coming out of the front of it. And you can all see Venkus is right up front, I suppose, on the nose of this beast with his hands on either side, chatting, making the similar kinds of sounds as there seems to be this conversation going on. Can you all give me perception checks, please?
Yes, sir.
I think Jenks would have been listening, like sitting there, like she can't understand anything, but I think she would have been sitting somewhere nearby, maybe with the captain, just like listening to this.
The captain occasionally looks over at you and he's like, "What is he doing to my whale?" As he's concerned. He doesn't know. Well, he is speaking to a whale. You cannot speak to whales. It's a whale.
Spiders. So
Sartoon is in the middle of a sentence talking about how she was separated from her pod, and the one little being is quite kind and generally allows her to play in the clouds when she wants to. The other one, she doesn't really care for very much. It's difficult for her to differentiate because they're all so small. And as she's about to start her next sentence, she suddenly says, "What is that?" She would point, but without digits, it's difficult. All of you looking out, except for Draxus. Absolutely everyone except Draxus. You're obviously deep in meditation or trying to figure out where their head is on this Skywill. Everybody else sees that they're off in the distance. There looks to be a rather large winged creature approaching the Skywill Sartoon.
So, still communing with the whale. Is that Jesse Fraser with a donation? Thank you so much.
This will be the one show we do that with.
yeah.
And I'll try and see what's coming our way.
All right. An eye the size of your entire body sort of tries to focus on the one point. And she says, no. What you can see is that it has this rather large wingspan, possibly 60 foot, maybe 70 foot in length, but it's quite white and it's actually glinting in the sunlight because it's early morning. The solar sphere above you is slowly drifting in different directions, the islands above you. And these shafts of sunlight are coming down, illuminating off these very white scales. Whatever it is, it looks like a piece of glass busy flying towards you. You can see next to it is a smaller being, also with wings, but it's got a very red, leathery kind of feel to it. And they look to be creatures riding on top of that beast. It's now maybe 100 yards away, and you can see that it is quite clearly, the white creature is quite clearly a young white dragon. Its very resplendent head crest sort of stretching backwards. But riding atop of that is a figure sitting in some very, very red armor, quite heavy plate armor, as a matter of fact. Heavy red plate armor. The head is very strange, though. The head seems to be, is it the helmet? You're not sure. But whatever it is, the head appears to be this green flame, green fire type of effect. Sailing underneath it is it must be a wyvern of some kind. It doesn't have any forelimbs, so it's definitely classified as a wyvern. And on that are 5 also fairly heavily armed individuals, but they just wearing armor. It looks like scale mail, hide, chain armor, that sort of thing. And they are approaching really, really quickly. Their approach, the style of their approach is above the Skywill, and the dragon is holding back. The wyvern is coming in quite quickly.
Do we all see this?
Yeah.
Everybody except for Draxus.
I will point up and I'll say, "Oh no, it's a Sean Sherlin." That's what we call it back home. They're donators. Never mind. Let's prepare for battle. I believe they're coming for us.
Why would they attack us? We have nothing of value apart from all this cargo, he says.
We have beams and they can sell it. You were clearly upset that we could prepare yourselves. And I will knock a few arrows and get ready to, in case they come and attack us.
Indeed.
Guy, as this is pointed out, as a learned gentleman that Drax is, does this strike me as odd? Do people just normally ride dragons around? And if so,
most definitely not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Hot air balloons are probably your best bet.
Sure.
But dragons,
I think I know if someone was riding a dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not very common. They're fairly difficult beasts. The one that's riding the white dragon is sitting there in this maroon plate armor, holds back and sort of hovers quite a distance from Saturn. Saturn, the Skywill, by the way, she says, "This could be trouble."
I know a predator when I see one.
Have I ever read about this house color, this maroon armor, a person riding a dragon? Is that like a...
Give me a history check.
Okay, cool.
And while this is going on, if we think that there's trouble, Barnabas would probably try to move up and be a hero up in front of everybody. And he is going to cast protection from evil and good on himself and protect himself.
Michael, your past 3 rolls have been 5, 0, and 6.
I don't know. I've never rolled it. It's only fantasy.
Draxus, apparently you are a very learned individual in the manufacture of towelettes. And the
moist ones at that.
Of moist towelette preparation, yes. Because you know nothing about the maroon armor at all in the slightest.
On the bright side, with my researcher feat, I know where to find the information.
There you go. Absolutely. You do indeed. And Well, as a matter of fact, do you want to know where you could find that information? Is that
Sure, guy.
you care about? I mean, it might help you next time.
Yeah, maybe I make it to a library in Orktown.
If you get to a library, yes. So Cambrin is a pretty good library that you could go to. It's in the Terrasphere that you know. All right. So this wyvern comes swooping in. If you all just have a look at your map there, I have shared it with everybody. I think I'll just do it again just to make it sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This is such a beautiful whale map, Guy. I wonder what software you used to build this.
I wonder what software I used to build it. Yes, Dungeon Painter Studio. Very nice.
Is that available on Steam?
Yes, I believe it is available on Steam. I can't give you the retail price because I'm in Japan and it's weird.
Does it come with free whale templates?
It actually doesn't come with free whale templates. I wish it did.
No bullshit. This is like legitimately pretty dope. The whale shape,
are they that close?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the wyvern is basically just sailing straight in. I'm going to ask for initiative from everybody, if you please. So I do that here. Sorry, I forgot what system.
Can I have been just waving at this thing as it got closer to my friends?
You were waving.
She thinks everyone wants to be her friend, so she's just
until they need to be booped.
All right, so you guys don't have to roll initiative. I use the combat tracker thing. It does the initiative.
There we go.
Doesn't it?
That's we all roll our initiative anyway.
So everyone's rolling initiative, which is great. Those numbers.
Nice roll, Michael. Nice roll.
Fantastic. You guys are prepared. I'm not probably for bingo later on. I'm not sure with those initiatives. So,
hey, Guy, can you be so kind to fetch me a tiger?
Fetch you a tiger. Yes, I have a tiger just here, and I take it and I drop it on you like that. You got it?
Thank you.
You said we were prepared. Are we taking actions first, or are we going in initiative?
You guys are taking actions first, but we'll run it through an initiative just to sort of keep it as that. Why did it change the initiative? Was that the initiative? That was
so after you rolled initiative, and then we rolled initiative after that, all it'll do is just, because we did it also, it'll just update it to the new numbers.
Well, we'll run in this one then. That's great. So Vankus, yes, you have a preparation round. What are you doing as this thing is coming in? It looks like those figures are going to leap off of the wyvern and land on the deck.
So what Vankus does is he kind of like rears up his hands above him, and then drops to the ground and begins to transform into a tiger.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice.
You start to transform into a tiger. Fantastic. I'm going to put you out. You were on the head of the whale out that way. All right, so you're out there. That's Vankus. Valentin.
There's somebody riding that wyvern.
There are 5 individuals that are clustered on that wyvern, and they look like they sort of very cautiously standing up and getting ready to jump off of it by the looks of it.
Okay. Are they carrying weapons?
Yes, they are all heavily armed with varying implements. Swords,
are they
maces.
over the barge yet, or are they still over the depths below them?
They're still plummeting down towards you, so it's a bit difficult to guesstimate, but they're over the depths.
Okay, I'm going to make an attack against one of them and use my disarming strike.
They are quite some distance away from you. What's your range with that?
My range is very high. It is
600 feet if you're using a longbow.
Yep, I have the sharpshooter feat.
So
it doubles it. So I believe my range is like
make
100.
your attack.
All right. All right.
There are 5 of them. You're just going to fire at one of them.
Fire
randomly.
one of them, and if I hit, I believe I can do damage and then also disarm it. Let me read it really quick.
Go for it.
Attack experience. Very cool, and I can also do extra damage.
Sure.
If I hit it. Boop. Oh yes, wonderful! Yay!
You fire that arrow out, and it disappears off into absolute oblivion. Sails away down into the undersphere, where it shatters against several of the rocks that float in between the terrasphere and the undersphere.
Very nice, very nice. That's all I can do.
Draxus.
Look, I understand that I've more or less called the majority of you idiots, but they just flew here and you immediately shot at them.
Why
It's a
can't we
warning
be
shot.
friends?
Ask any questions. Ho!
And he raises a hand towards the man on the world.
From what you hail? I apologize for these idiots.
I didn't do anything.
You're fine.
Blue team.
What are you doing?
So that's what you're calling out.
Yeah, he's trying to talk to these people.
Sure, absolutely.
Because they've done nothing aggressive at all except fly towards
fly in, right?
With weapons drawn.
Yeah.
With weapons.
Yeah.
Atop.
I mean, we all also have weapons.
Not
I mean,
drawn.
yeah, it's weird that they're riding a wyvern and a dragon. That's strange. But yeah, he calls out to them to
That's the difference,
Right.
Mike, between intelligence and wisdom.
have a 0 in wisdom. I have a -1
All right.
in wisdom, rather.
I'll come back to you as to the effect of that. Barnabas, what are you doing, sir?
So yeah, he's going to kind of be like, all right, there's a tiger up by Nemia, so she's, they're fine up there. Draxus, he'll be fine. He'll be fine with Valentine. They could probably hold their own. So he's gonna run over to the stairwell and try to create like a little bit of a choke point if they land, down here on this main deck. And he's already going into his little prayer and chant, in the brightest of days and the blackest of nights, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware Bobo's power as I smite, smite, smite. And he's like getting pumped up and getting all excited. That's what he'll do.
That's why it's green.
I thought I reached a peak of hatred, and then you went even higher.
Nemia.
Nemia will lean down. Venkus is next to her, right? Like near her, because she was listening to the whale conversation.
He's about 30 feet away, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she'll just call over, I'm going to go meet our new friends. And then she's going to walk over.
Wait, where are you going? Says the captain, who was, you now realize, hiding behind you.
Yeah, she's just going to head to, I'm assuming they're approaching from...
Yeah, well, they're on the Wyvern token.
Okay.
You can see it, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's just going to head, over here.
All right. The captain is going to go over to this cupboard space over here where he's going to start rifling through stuff. Draxus, you have called out this hail to them, and this individual suddenly appears in front of you, the one who's on the white dragon in the maroon armor. You realize it's a projection of some kind. It must be magical. And the face is this, it's a skull, but you also realize that it is a projection. It's not actually a physical skull, because it's looking at you, it's scanning you, but as its head moves, there's like this delay effect. So its eyes kind of look at you, and then the rest of the sockets move into place, and it looks you up and down, and it says, "You do not have what I seek." And the apparition disappears from in front of you. The wyvern now is sailing through, and I'm just going to add these guys, because what happens is, leaping off of the wyvern down towards you, Nemia, is this individual who lands. Then there's that individual who lands next to him, and this one drops down over there. They sort of leap as if they've done this before, off of the wyvern and surround you, basically. But only one of them is sort of looking at you. The other two are looking as if they're going to make their way towards Draxus and Valentin. The wyvern then continues its movement around this way, and you can see the last two passengers are getting ready to leap off. What their intention is, you're not entirely sure. So let me just add these three individuals. Now it will automatically do the initiative. Is that right?
Yeah. If you've created an encounter, you hit the little arrow, and it'll slap it over into the combat tracker, and then you just hit the visual. We'll all see them on the maps.
Hit the visual? I thought I had hit the visual. You're not seeing them?
Did you place them on the maps?
I did.
Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not zoomed in. Yes,
You're
of
not
course.
zoomed-
There they are.
There they are. Okay, thank goodness. I have been practicing trying to avoid those kinds of moments. All right, back to the top of the round. Vankus, what are you doing? There is this massive wyvern is now about 10 foot above the deck. You can feel the wind from its wings as it's beating with everyone getting ready to jump off. The last two individuals getting ready to jump off.
How far away is that from me? Is it within 40
it's about-
feet?
Yeah, let's call it 30 feet tops.
All right, so they haven't actually gotten off yet then.
No, they're getting ready to jump off. You can see that they're going to jump off on their turn.
All right. I will beeline at the wyvern and I will pounce at it with my claws. A 19.
Nice.
19 definitely hits this poor wyvern. I've added it to the combat tracker so you can.
Okay, so I will slash at it.
All right, dealing 8 points of damage. Wow. All right.
And it has to make a strength saving throw, DC 13, or be knocked prone. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe tilt it and knock those guys off so they don't land so well.
Right. Okay. Strength saving throw. No, that's not how you roll a strength saving throw. I'll just roll it manually. Sorry, what was that DC?
Is a 13.
13. It rolled a 12. So what happens? It gets pushed?
It gets knocked prone.
Knocked prone. All right. This wyvern crashes into the deck.
That's awesome.
And since I was able to do that, then I get to make a bite. So I will sink into it with my teeth, hitting AC 12.
Right.
Beautiful.
Okay. AC 12 is miss. Just a miss. As you manage to bite into its scaly skin, but you don't actually manage to do any damage. All right, so it's knocked prone. Let me just do some housekeeping here quickly. As I'll come to the remaining individuals as they have to make dexterity saving throws. Those that are still on the poor wyvern. But they're going to get thrown clear off of it as it crashes into the deck. Next up is this individual, Predishar 3. The map didn't reframe, so I don't know who he is. I'll find him. I will. I promise. Is there a way to highlight him?
If you hit the down arrow, it'll go through the turn and it'll kind of like move your map around to whomever's turn it is. Yep, just like that.
It's only moving the map for the PCs. Maybe I used the wrong token. I probably used the wrong token. Well, you live and learn. All right, so I'm going to say that Predishar 3 is this individual here who happens to be next to Jenks. As he steps forward, you can see that his flesh has started to wither away from his features, and he raises up this particularly nasty looking blade, which he then tries to hit you with. I should have dragged that onto you, but he hits an armor class of 20 with his great axe.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert. Not 20.
Okay, you take 4 points of damage as that blade slices across your shoulder. He does not seem to be wanting to take any prisoners at all.
Neat.
Nice.
Yeah. The wyvern, which is lying crashed on the deck, it is prone. It is going to stand up to try and sort of get its bearings, but with only 2 legs and these large wings, and it's sort of tangled up in the bedding and the it's very, very it's completely tangled. So I'm going to say it's going to take the whole round to rise up. Valentine, you're up next.
Is the stone glowing through my armor?
As you look down, there is a vague glow there. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Is there a way to cover it up, or no?
Have you got a cape?
Sure.
Sure,
Yes.
you pull your cape over it and it seems to hide it. Yes.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to kind of peer out the side here and then move, I don't know, to about there.
Sure.
And can I see these dudes?
Absolutely.
I'm going to pull out an arrow and I mean, they're not here to say hi to us and be nice. So
one of them has an axe buried in Jinx's shoulder.
Oh, right. Yeah, they've attacked us. Man. Okay.
Maybe that's how they say hi.
But other than that, they haven't done anything hostile. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
The nicest person on this
I was
ship.
completely unaware of that. I don't know why. I would not have put the cape over that whatsoever. I would have come forward,
New best friend.
and fired at one of them.
Make your attack.
And
he's just like, I want to ask you a question.
I want to
Oh
try
my
and
god.
I'm gonna try and disarm him again if I can. I have to use it after I hit though, so I don't. Yeah.
Sure.
That's a D8, not the.
That's not going to help you.
There we go.
Right.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
All right. Are you firing? I'm assuming you're firing at the closest one.
Yes, and when it hits him, I am going to tell him it is me you want, and I'm going to do disarming attack. When I hit with a weapon attack, you can expend one superiority die to add it to the damage and disarm the target if it fails a strength saving throw of a DC 13.
All right. So what's your damage?
The damage is going to be this plus a D8, so 10 plus 3, so 13 damage.
13 damage. Your arrow bites deep into it. And then it has to make, sorry, you say
Strength save of 13. And if he fails, he has to drop his weapon.
Why did it give him advantage? Oh, I just clicked twice. I obviously have the shakes. I don't know why. All right, so the first roll is the roll, so it's 15.
All right, so he holds on to it as I shoot him in the hand.
Yes, his focus now shifts to you.
And then I'm just like, come get me. And then
all right.
That's all I do.
That's all you do. Okay, Predation number 1. That is... So I've actually got these two mixed up, so I'm going to have him move up there. He's the one that attacked you with the axe. I don't know what happened there. This individual now runs across the space here, basically doing a movement, and then he does a dash to get up to you, Valentine. You can also see rotting flesh. It looks like he's got the sash of maroon over his armor, as if he's been recruited to join the ranks of the rider on the white dragon, who is still just hovering out there. So that's him. Next up is the rider. The rider now appears in front of, so it was Draxus. So Nemia, as you engage with this individual who's got this axe, who's busy swinging at you, this apparition appears wearing this heavy maroon plate armor. And again, that delayed effect on the skull kind of looks at you, looks you up and down, and says, "You do not have what I seek either." And then it disappears. Draxus, you're up. There's one figure who has engaged or is about to engage Valentine quite close to you.
Great. Thanks, Valentine, for just dragging a guy over here for me.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah, he looks like aghast that you would put him in danger. And then
they've only attacked. Whatever.
No, not that you attacked, but you dragged one over to him. Keep it far away.
Yeah, they were gonna kill Red.
He kind of grabs you and like
Red Horn. Is that what you just said?
It's fine. We can just use the horns for Red afterwards.
That's what I heard.
He grabs you and kind of pulls you back to him, and he says, "They're looking for you."
Yes, I know.
And then when he kind of pulls your shoulder back, he reaches his hand past you and mutters something, and then you see more of the tattoos kind of glow as I cast Hex on this Lord Soft-looking guy over here. And how do I click?
Hex?
That work? Yeah.
Wizard or a warlock?
I'm a warlock.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I'm
That's
a rogue
so
warlock.
awesome.
Yeah, so he casts Hex as a bonus action. And I'm going to say, I think it's Strength. Is that what I do for this one?
No, that's curse. That's never mind. Yeah, so I get an extra 1d6 damage, and I can move it when he dies as a bonus action. So
right.
I cast that as a bonus action, and then I immediately Eldritch Blast the son of a bitch.
That is awesome.
How do I just click this? Is that a thing? Nope. How do I cast the spell? Cody, how do I use the spell?
Find it and drag it.
Is it on your action bar? Is it in your actions?
No.
Oh, well, then you didn't do it right. So just roll.
It's in my actions, yeah. But how do I
Roll a d20 to hit.
Well, fuck it.
I'll show you how to fix it, buddy. You didn't actually put it in there.
10's not going to cut it.
Plus your mods.
Plus my 14.
Yeah.
Not going to cut it. 14 hits?
14 against that individual there. 14 in his armor class is only... Yeah, you hit him. Do you damage?
Yes. Nice.
Hell yeah.
D10.
1d10. Let's see here. Wow. 8 damage. Plus a d6. Whoop, there's one of those. Just that first one. So 1. So 9 total damage. Is the hex.
9 damage.
That's awesome.
How does he die?
Perfect. He dies screaming in agony. Yeah, so basically, like, I cast the hex and the lines glow all over his hand, and you just see, like, those same runes appear, like, shimmering over him, and then this bolt of cackling energy sort of explodes out of his hand, and all of the runes sort of impact him, and he dies screaming in agony.
He dies screaming in agony.
I look at Draxus and I nod, and like out of respect.
All right, he collapses screaming in agony. That's wonderful. Barnabas.
Yeah, so I've got the I always called him a wyvern. You were saying wyvern, whatever. It's fine. I'm
kidding. Wyvern, tomato.
So, hey, listen, I'm getting you probably reskinned these guys, but do they look like this? Does it look like an undead, gassed looking thing?
The humanoids standing there all look as if they're rotting. They do look definitely undead.
Hooray! My protection.
The wyvern
really
doesn't.
Good. All right. Yeah, I'll help you, my lady. And I'm gonna come up here and I'm going to do paladin things against this gas-looking one.
Right.
So yeah, let's just do this here. We've got a long sword. I'm gonna drop it right over there. That is a 23.
That's a definite hit.
And yeah, I'm gonna smite this. I'm gonna smite this bee. So I'm gonna throw the whopping 3 plus an extra 2d6 for an extra 3.
That's special.
Bobo's smiting, and that's things that I do.
6 damage.
I mean,
all right.
I threw 2d6, a d8, and a mod, and did 6 damage.
Yeah. You slam into this creature. Its focus was on its companion who was screaming in agony and death, and you slash across its shoulder blades. It does one of those, after you've slashed across its shoulder blades, it very slowly then turns around and looks at you. With intention. It's standing right next to you, so it's going to make an attack against you.
Disadvantage AC 18.
Okay, that's complicated, so I'm going to roll an attack twice against you. So it hits... there we go.
God!
Natural 20 or a 19.
I'll take the 19!
And it slams into you for a whopping 7 points of damage, and you are going to... Holy smoke. You are going to need to give me a Constitution saving throw as well.
Yeah, it's going to take one of those, because the way that you did it, it rolled a crit, so it'll be 9.
Oh, I see. So it'll actually only be 9? Yeah.
It crits off whatever the last one is. No big deal there. And then you need me to make a save?
You need to make a saving throw, please, yeah.
Do I have advantage? Creatures of this type of disadvantage. Target cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Sure.
The target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect. Oh no, that's against charm stuff. So
no. Okay.
What do you need, Con?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Welcome to my house.
I hate you, Mike. My dogs are not having it here.
They're not having it. You take another 5 points of damage. You realize that this creature.
You saw me really surprised because it scared me.
I only muted for you guys, or for the stream, not for you guys. Sorry.
There we go. So you take an additional 5 damage as you realize that this blade that it's attacked you with is covered in poison.
And then I'll make a concentration check here. Another natural 1, and I will drop my protection of good and evil. They hit me so hard. I just forgot everything that I was doing.
This
totally
possibly
caught me off guard.
That was pretty disastrous. Nemia, what are you doing whilst, apart from seeing the paladin getting smacked 6 ways from Tuesday?
3 straight ones.
Does she still have this? Is it a mace or an axe?
It was a great axe, and he's pulled it out and is glaring at you. He's ready to attack you again.
Okay, she's gonna throat punch him.
Nice.
Sure, just throat punch him.
Or she's definitely gonna try.
All right, he's wearing hide armor. Wow. Okay. Great stuff.
I feel like he just puts his hand on her head and she's just trying to punch.
Absolutely. That's what he does. Without a shadow of a doubt. Back to top of the round. Vankus, you have advantage over this wyvern. It's basically about to get up. It looks incredibly angry.
Okay, I will jump on it with some claws and stuff.
Some claws and stuff. Okay.
Some claws and stuff. I believe that's the official terminology.
That is.
It's an advantage, right? Oh, I'll tick this handy dandy advantage button here in fantasy rounds. And
oh no! It's Skittermander all over again.
That's
You
a 14.
the power.
Holy crap.
Thankfully, your 14 does connect with this massive leathery beast.
So that is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay. Yep. You you rip your tiger, right? So it's
Yes. Yeah. Just.
all right. It was an angry weasel. All right. So tiger rips into it. It shrieks out in pain. We move on to Predator number 3. Which is the one with the giant axe standing in front of Nemia. He swings for you, Nemia. And what is up with these rolls? Another natural 1. Well, at least what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It swings at you, but it was laughing so hard at your initial attack that it wasn't really focusing. It was looking at you going, "Oh, you want to play, little girl?" Is kind of what's being uttered on its breath. The wyvern stands up. It looks at this tiger. It looks at the chaos and the confusion that's going on, and it just launches itself off of the side of the ship. It drops off the side of the ship. And
The wyvern does?
Yeah, the wyvern does. It starts to open out its wings and sail off. Do you have a reactionary attack that you can do against it, Vankus?
I do.
Then do so.
I will do just that. All right. Alrighty then. Come here. Sorry, keep dropping it. Ugh, in the wrong spot. I'm not going to do it. It was not expecting you to leave.
There's a swipe as this thing takes off and disappears out into the void. Valentin.
All right. That dude
Smoking
is swinging
corpse.
at Barnabas with a poisoned blade, right?
That certainly looks like it.
Gonna try to shoot that out of his hand.
Okie dokes. Make your attack.
Attack roll. Question, actually. There's a dude right next to me, right?
He's dead.
Okay.
Smoldering. He was the one that Draxus introduced to the idea of being dead.
Gotcha. Fire at him.
The arrow bites in deep. Do your damage.
All right. That. Okay. All right. Not what I wanted. No.
Ka-chow.
Okay. Thank you. All right. There we go. That plus a D8.
Wow.
18 damage.
Wow.
Now suddenly the damage trend arrives. That's fantastic.
And he needs to make a strength save or he drops that weapon.
A strength save or he drops the weapon. He gets a 15. What was the target?
13. He needs to be at 13. So he's still holding the weapon.
Still holding that poisoned blade. There's now an arrow. Cody, Barnabas, I should say, is standing there, and you just sort of see this arrow burst out the front of his chest with bits of rotting flesh on it, and he kind of looks down at it, and his hand holding that poison blade kind of shakes for a little bit, but then it steadies itself. On to Predator number 1.
I'm going to totally take credit for this kill, by the way, when it happens.
Predator number 1 is dead, so why are you still on my tracker? On to the rider in maroon. He now appears in front of you, Tiger, in front of you, Vankus, and he looks you up and down and again utters, "You do not bear this item either," and it disappears into a fog. Draxus?
Guy, feel free to say no. Can I move my hex off this dead guy?
It did allow you to move it, didn't it?
So the wording is weird on hex because it says as long as a person dies while under the hex and the hex lasts for an hour, you can move it as a bonus action, but it's a bonus action to cast it. So if you cast it and kill it on the same turn, it's kind of DM's discretion at that point.
I think you can move it.
Cool. I'm moving it to man, there's a moment of hesitation that only Valentin can see. And he flicks his wrist and moves it towards the one that is ultimately on Nemia. And then kind of walks over here and kicks that guy off the whale before Eldritch blasting the guy.
Awesome.
You gotta keep it tidy. 11 to hit the one attacking Nemia.
11 to hit the one that's attacking Nemir. I think that's a miss because he's wearing hide armor. Yeah, that is an actual effect to miss.
Yep. So Nemia would see it like glow, and then it casts past him.
I feel like he just has her head. He's still like holding her head, and she's still swinging at him.
Yeah.
And she just stops swinging for a second.
Barnabas?
Yeah, Barnabas is kind of stunned at the moment, but he, you know what? He's a gentleman, and he's a hero, and heroes do what must be done. And so he will stop attacking this ghast-looking creature in front of me, and he will turn and try to cut off the arm of the one holding Nemia.
All right, make your attack.
10. Fuck.
The Sky Captain turns around and says, "Did he say he is fighting with a gherkin?"
And I'm gonna kind of look at myself. Brax, heal me, and I'm gonna lay on hands. As a bonus.
All right, you lay on hands.
So I'm gonna do it for 10, so it clears up the poison as well.
Very nice, very nice. It's at that point, as you reduce the damage on yourself, that the individual who attacked you before with the poison blade, he tries to attack you again.
Bring it on, buddy. 18 AC. Son of a bitch, guy. What is going on?
It's 1s or 20s. That's the game today. 1s or 20s. So
I
that's
like this character. All right.
That's a definite.
Do it.
You might be the only one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
5 more damage as his short sword stabs into you, and you need to give me another Constitution saving throw.
For those of you new cast members to the son of a bitch to the show, if you die, you pay for your own art. Just so you know.
I like that.
All right,
It's
so
that
that's
much more motivation.
there we go. So another 6 points of damage as this poison once again floods your system.
This hurts a lot.
It burns, it stings as it goes through. Nimir, you're up next. Barnabas has engaged your creature that's fighting you, and there's one that's engaged him. He doesn't seem to be caring about it.
How far away is the one that's attacking him? Like right next to me?
It's right next to you. Yeah,
She's just gonna try to punch that one.
You just punch out sideways. Okay, make your attack against his target. Yeah. You guys are level 3, right? Just check it.
She can't reach anything. She's just swinging her arms wildly in a circle. She's level 3.
All right, so there's lots of swinging wildly going on. Back to the very top of the round, Vankus, you now are alone on this platform, apart from the captain, who has now decided that it's better for him to hide inside the cupboard than for him to remain anywhere near the combat. And of course, Aknasim is still trying to guide this the Skywell. What are you doing?
All right. I don't actually think I can get to them
in one round.
So I drop in there as a tiger, and actually, let's see. I think I will untiger and become Vankus once again, letting out a roar before I do.
Right.
And I will let loose with a thorn whip strike.
Nice.
Make your attack.
All right.
Who are you attacking? Are you attacking the one with the big axe, or are you attacking the one with the short sword that's got like this green slime on it?
The big axe.
The big axe.
I think that's the closest one to me.
Mm-hmm. Ah, nice. There we go. Finally. Do your damage.
All right. Spells and stuff.
Spells and stuff, sir.
Yeah. You know what? That's also going to be a pull attack, too. Although it's not that much damage. It's only a die 6. So 6 points.
Plus a double, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the that's a thing, right? I even
play my God.
12 points as I lashed out.
Fantastic.
With the thorny vine. And he gets pulled 10 feet towards me.
Excellent. He's looking ragged, by the way, as you pull him forward. So he gets pulled basically past Nimia. You're sort of swinging out wildly at the ghoul, ghoul token, I should say, at this figure who's attacking. All right, so he's pulled towards you, you say?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so he's engaged directly with you. He comes sliding across the deck straight at you, and he just takes a swing with his great axe. He doesn't really care. So he's going to swing at you. Misses completely. He's completely destabilized by the fact that the deck is moving. And that's the effect there. The wyvern has left, or at least it's moved off quite some distance. Valentine, up to you.
All right, so Valentine looks at Barnabas. He's not looking very good, and he starts freaking out a bit. So he pulls out an arrow, and he kind of stops, like rapid succession of trying to get the weapon out of his hands, and he pulls back, and he takes his time, like the full 6 seconds, to like slowly aim for this guy's head. I'm going to do a sharpshooter shot, but I'm also going to do a precision attack, meaning I roll a d8 and add that to my thing. That's an 8. So I'm getting a -5 to my attack roll and a +10 to damage, but I'm getting a +8 plus my 7 that I already have. Not my +7. Yes, my +7 that I already have. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 -5 is a +10.
10.
Yeah. I feel like Jacob is like flim-flamming us.
I know, right?
And that's a 22. Then that is a d8 plus 10 to damage, but it's also my damage, which is 3, so plus 13.
He's just making shit up.
I think he's just going, it's like lots.
That's 15. That I was supposed to be a 2 that I rolled, but it's plus 15 to damage. So that's not 15, plus 13, so it's 15 damage.
15 damage, and that's to the one with the short sword.
Yes, yeah, the one that's attacking Barnabas.
Sure. All right.
And that's it.
Wait, wrong button. All right, so 15 damage puts him there. Okay. You slam that arrow into the back of his neck. Barnabas, again, you see another arrow puncturing through his throat, again with sort of bits of black mush on it. It now turns and it looks at you, Valentine, with these 2 arrows, one out the chest, one out the throat. And it will indeed start to make amends. He's dead. Yes, he appears in front of you, Barnabas, this maroon-clad warrior. He looks you up and down. Again, there's that delayed effect as he glares at you. And Barnabas, you get this sense of smell emanating off of him. It's almost like these dried rose petals, like potpourri. As he's standing so close to you, looking you up and down, and he just dismisses you with a flick of his hand, and then he himself disappears. Draxus, you're up. What are you doing?
He made sure to smell nice before he came to.
Which one is the maroon armor-clad dude? Or
He is the one on the white dragon. I actually haven't even.
Oh, he's still up there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the guy that I get hexed. Screw that guy. That hex is still on him. He's going down.
Yep, he is the one currently fighting.
Fuck.
Mike, that's what I said.
yeah, the most dramatic combat of missing and blocking, parrying, and just blasts going off in all different directions everywhere except where the enemy is.
That's why I just don't have combat in my games.
Just no violence whatsoever. Barnabas, you are standing there.
Yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity. So I see this thing, and I kind of smell, okay, like that's weird, roses. And I see it turn back over towards Valentine. It's got its back to me. And I'm going to kind of get this big grin on my face, and I'm going to reach up, and I'm just going to shove my sword up and into its back and try to just split it right in half.
Do it.
Oh, God, please.
Make it happen.
Ka-chow!
Yes!
14!
Yeah.
Did it get there?
Sorry, I was confused by the fact that you rolled a 15 and the value was...
it was said 15 for me, too.
14 is enough?
14 is it is a hit. It will hit this one.
All right,
it's got arrows in it all over the place.
Fuck this shit. I'm gonna do another spell slot. So there's the damage there. God, and then here's the extra 2d8. If it's undead, right?
Yeah, it is.
I missed the last d8 last time, so there's the extra d8 for that.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Okay, so
make sure I'm doing that right.
19 damage.
Let me make sure I'm doing that right. I'm pretty sure that the smite is. I've lost it. I'm almost positive that there's the I'm sorry, I had to break the stream down here. If maybe it's radiant damage. Yeah, it's radiant damage. I don't see anything.
I'll take it.
I don't see anything. It says radiant damage. I don't see anything for the extra 1d8 for undead. Oh yeah, there it is at the very end. 1d8 extra for undead.
All right.
Nice.
How does he die?
Yay!
Oh yeah, I basically just am like, Bobo, guide me, and I'm going to take this sword, and it just like Thundercats ho, and it's gonna just light up, and I'm gonna just shove this thing all the way through up and into its rib cage, and just reach back over and kind of split it at the shoulder blade with divine holy light. And awesome. I'm just covered in blood and guts and gore, and I'm just like, ah! And I'm kind of hulking out, and then I'm kind of like, oh god, I still don't feel good. I still feel very poisoned. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right.
Awesome.
Nemia.
Was that the guy right next to Nemia that just exploded?
Yes, it is. So there's just the one with the giant axe who's busy weighing into Vankas. Give me a perception check, if you would, please.
Absolutely.
Nope. Okay. Yep. There's that battle going on with the the large great axe. He's busy attacking Vankas.
Yeah. I feel like chunks of person just fly on her face. And she just like flicks it off and gets like she's gonna move up and try to run and jump and punch this guy over the head.
Make your attack.
Try is the keyword.
Hey,
You
that's pretty
smack
good.
him.
Yes.
Nice damage. It's coming together.
Come on, Lauren. Come on.
Dang it.
We'll take it. No, we'll take it.
And then
Beep.
10 doesn't hit. All right. Well, you smack the back of him. It kind of destabilizes him slightly, but he's still focused on Vankas. Back to top of the round. Vankas, you're involved in combat. Give me a perception check before you do so.
All right. Perception is definitely a thing I can do.
Nope.
That's a 10.
Okay. You are involved in combat. This big axe-wielding undead is standing directly in front of you. There is just violence going on. What are you doing?
use a bonus action to retire, and I just rear up, like standing on my hind legs. So it's like 10 foot of tire coming down on him with claws.
Awesome.
Hashtag retiger.
Retiger, yeah. You did your car every 10,000 kilometers, right?
So at 18, does that get him?
That's definitely a hit. Absolutely.
All right, for 11 points of slashing damage.
11 points of slashing damage. How does he die?
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Terribly is I just kind of maul him with my claws and then just go right in for the jugular and rip it out.
Awesome.
Then I do that like cat thing afterwards and kind of walk around preening.
All right. Well,
That's
he
great.
is just absolutely ripped apart, shredded.
I'm leaving this guy in somebody's shoe.
Valentine.
Because you love us.
I'm going to turn and I look over at the guy on the dragon.
Yeah. Give me a
What's he
perception
doing?
check while you're doing that.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm pretty good at that. Shouldn't have
Yeah.
said-
Okay. He is riding on that dragon. He has the look of someone who is incredibly angry. But you get a sense that he's also reluctant to approach because he has just watched you completely decimate 3 of his minions.
Okay. Valentine doesn't hesitate. He's going to fire at him.
Make attack.
And we're going to do exactly what I did last time, which
Sure.
is take a D8. We're going to add a 5 to the roll, which negates the -5. So it's just a normal attack of a +7. Boop, boop, boop. Nice.
That
Cool.
would be it.
Great. Yeah. Mhm.
There we go. There we
Welcome to
go.
the club.
The arrow sails wide and
Damn it.
yeah, just sails out into absolute oblivion. He appears now in front of you, Valentine, and you can see him still riding on the white dragon in the distance, but this apparition is now standing in front of you. You also smell that sort of dried roses scent, and as he sees your chest,
Ah, you smell wonderful.
his hand reaching out towards your chest, and he says, "It is you." And as he reaches out towards the chest, your heart, this green area, flares up, and his apparition just completely shatters in front of you, as it obviously was trying to reach into that. Draxus, you're up next. Give me a perception check first before anything else, please.
Wait, did he take it or did he grab it and then disappear?
No, he as he was reaching out towards it, as his fingers got close to touching it, his apparition shattered.
He Voldemorted, man. He Voldemorted. You got the scar. You're fine.
Draxus, you are the only one who notices that of the original 5 that was on that wyvern, when it crashed into the deck, 2 of them went scattering and kind of disappeared. One of them is hanging on the underside of the head. The name escapes me. Palanquin, which is on top of the Skywell's head, is hanging onto the straps. And you can see is furiously trying to cut into those straps, basically to just cut this top palanquin off of the Skywell completely.
No.
How far away is this? Where is this?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
Is this guy
about
right here
100
taking off the front part?
Yeah.
Okay. Dope. Yeah, that changes what I was gonna do for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna move that hex over to that guy and fucking blast him with my thing. And hopefully everyone sees the lightning streak across the damn sky at this thing. Yeah. Let me see here. Let's actions. Fucking die, sucker!
Nice.
Yeah, cool. Attack. Nope, that's the wrong button. Damn it. Damage. There we
Oh,
go.
you wasted the other
Hold
one,
on.
buddy. It's over. Back to
I
ones
got
for you.
damage, and then the hex. 7. I did
7
something.
points damage. All right.
Yeah, he just casts his hand over. Stop him! And you see
cackle across, and like it basically goes between everyone and hits this guy.
Oh, wow. So your blast slams into him, and although he was holding on with one hand and he was sort of stabbing at the bands, your blast slams into him, and it actually dislodges him. He completely failed his save. And he just tumbles down into the great voids below, sort of writhing and screaming as he disappears. And it's on that note that we will continue next week.
Oh,
Awesome.
absolutely wonderful game, guy. Wonderful,
Super
wonderful
awesome.
game.
Super cool.
Hey guys, so we've got a quick announcement before we get into some sponsor love here. So Guy, I think you wanted to talk a little bit about something kind of Saber Dice related happening over on your channel.
Yes, that's right. So if you head on over to How to Be a Great GM, you'll see that there's a playlist called Special Event. And that's what Saber Dice is. It's a special event for me. I really am enjoying my time here. So in that special event, I unpack what I plan to do in every single one of these sessions, how I came up with the campaign. All my notes are in there as well. There are a couple episodes now, creating the maps for this sort of thing, how I'm planning on running stuff. So there's spoilers everywhere. I am literally outlining this is what I plan to do in every single session. And then after the session, there's a review video that comes out where I tell you just how much I screwed up or didn't, depending. So a lot of people have been watching those kind of going, okay, so this is how you did your notes. This is what you planned for the session. Then you can come and watch the session here on Saber Dice or rewatch the session as the case might be and kind of follow along if you want to get some insight into my process anyway for running games. And join the discussions that happen obviously after that, because everyone's like, well, you said you were going to do this and you didn't do that, or you said you were going to do it and this is how you did it, or the players, discovered a sarcophagus of oblivion and just kept putting everyone inside of it. And they just stop, right? Anyway,
Guy, as a player in your campaign, I got to tell you, I love your videos.
It was science.
I'm kidding,
guy.
buddy. I'm kidding.
It was for science.
All right, so we got to give some big ass love. Big out, whatever. I don't even care. What are we doing? Huge shout out to our sponsors. Guys, right now we have a giveaway. Mike is going to throw up the link over on Twitch, and Dave is going to throw up the link over here on YouTube. That is a giveaway going for Elderwood Academy. It's going to be we're going to pick one winner. They're going to get a hex chest with a total set of metal dice, and then 5 additional winners are going to get the mini hex chest, complete with mini sets of metal dice, by Norse Foundry, another one of our sponsors here on the show. So huge shout out to Norse for joining us for the last 12 weeks. There is a link in the description, guys, that will take you straight to Norse. That's a straight up 10% off anything you guys buy over there. So please, if you're going to go check out Norse, and I highly recommend you do, actually use that link. It'll help out the show and it'll save you some money. Also, Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice, been with us since day one. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds. They have a sale going on right now on Steam. And then, of course, this beautiful whale map that you see here was built in Dungeon Painter Studio, which is also available on Steam. And I think it's like $12-15 on Steam.
Not a lot. Yep.
And it's like infinite maps. And if you want to make a sky whale, that's a thing you can do. So I highly recommend you guys go and check that out. Links to all that stuff are down below. If you're watching us on Twitch and you missed some of this video, you can catch that over on youtube.com/SaberDice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anybody else got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope.
We love your faces. We will see you next week. Stay nerdy.